Welcome back if you're just joining us. This is Relationship Wednesdays, Katie and Life and Style. And our main topic today is unemployment. We are trying to tackle the issue of unemployment in our country. And our panelist is mad huge. Starting from there, that's my co-host Susan.
Hey guys.
And then we have Brian Wow, who has just joined us. He is the founder of Ajiri app. And then we have Caroline. She was here with us before. She's a graduate in mass communications and has been unemployed for 12 years now. Since rather 2012.
No, yeah. I was like,
yeah, since 2012. And then we have Maxine. She graduated in June from JQuat and she decided to go back to school, but has never been employed. And then we have Alois Nyakundi. In case you've seen him on TV, he's an actor. And his story is very interesting. 10 years ago, he was a hawker selling perfumes, right?
Yeah, very cheap perfumes.
Very cheap perfumes. And now he is a whole CEO of BM Records. Shout outs to you.
Thank you so much.
That's really beautiful. And also an actor. Wow, your CV is immense.
And a
Kuna zingine
comedian.
sijaongeza bado
Kuna
like
bado
wakisi,
kuna zingine.
you need to recognize time kama hii.
Oh, eh?
We do run too, come on. Like you did Ethiopia. And we don't have limits. Yeah, so.
Okay, cool. So we're going to start with Brian Wow. Considering, for the fact that, first of all, you're the founder of Ajiri app, tafadhali, tufafanulie what Ajiri app is all about.
Okay,
I went to school.
Yeah,
thank you.
you.
This idea, yeah.
Yes, so Ajiri is a platform that was created out of frustration to the youth of this nation.
Could you put the mic a bit closer?
Okay, cool. So Ajiri is a platform that was created to help link employers to their future workforce.
Okay.
Because we realized that actually it was my MD. I was speaking to my MD, and he's the one who like shed the light to me. He told me he noticed there was a gap between employers who are looking for people to employ and the workforce. And coming back to the workforce also, jobless youths, they complain there are no job opportunities. So you find it's a gap that needs to be bridged. And that's why we formed the Ajiri. So it's to connect people to people, organization to people, organization to organizations, and also offer free platform. It didn't make any sense for if your organization is employing, why do you have to pay for a newspaper advertisement, expecting a jobless person will go buy that newspaper and you see that you have a job
very
vacancy.
smart.
That is very true.
So we open the Ajiri so as to be able to also enable the companies to post their jobs there free of charge. Yeah.
And I have so many questions for you, and I'm sure our panelists, Maxine and Caroline, have so many questions for you as well. But Alois, just tell us a little bit about your story, because I find it very interesting. 10 years ago, from a hawker to
I
a
watched
whole
that
CEO.
journey.
It's so long. It's almost like the 10 years zinashinda the years nimekuwa nazo in life. Because I went through a lot.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Let me just start after high school. Nilimaliza 2008 from Kisii. A very remote school, but school ya werevu. Yeah. So I came to Nairobi.
Wow.
I came to Nairobi. My mother alikopa 5,000 nije Nairobi to record my first song. Funny enough, ilichezwa sana hapa Radio Maisha yenu sana. So when I came to Nairobi 2008 December, kukaa kwa anko yangu, nilikaa kwa nyumba for like some months. Uko tu hapo kama hata paka naona anaweza ua panya. Wewe hakuna kazi unafanya, just watch TV, relax, watch TV, relax, and then to some extent you become a cartoon like because you're doing nothing. Maybe wasichana kuangalia hapo nje and then uwezi wakatia sababu hata hauna airtime ya ku text. So it was that bad. But I came to Nairobi kukaa na anko yangu. From there life ikakuwa hard kidogo juu kukaa sana, nikasema let me be a go-getter. I wasn't taught to be a go-getter. Sababu Kisii hata ukiangalia hivi juu unaona ndizi unachuna unakula. Hapa kando kuna avocado, pale kuna miwa. So I was sorted. And then I came to realize it's more than just the stomach. Lazima uangalie mbele kabisa, because the future ina depend on the decision ambazo na make right now. So kuna station ambayo ilikuwa inatangaza sana kazi. Text unaenda interviews and everything. Jobless corner. So nikaenda pale, nikaenda Kitengela. I left my ID and then I was given some perfumes to come to sell to Nairobi. Hapa CBD now. The problem is, sikupata mtu wa kunichanua niambia kwamba such perfumes enda huku hapo Gikomba, huku bus station ndo kuna watu wamefanya kazi ya mjengo, wamesweat, wanazihitaji. Mimi nikakuja hapa Parliament Road kuuza perfume ya 90, ya 70 come on, MP anavaa designer, not the 70 and 100 book.
Yeah.
So that's where I lost it. Ikabidi sometimes I buy from myself. Ndo mwenye alikuwa amenipatia because the capital wasn't mine. So that mwenye amenipatia kazi aona I'm hardworking. Sometimes unakopa na buy from myself.
Wow.
But I learned a lot kwa hiyo safari ya kwamba sometimes things don't come easy. So nikazunguka like some months nafanyia kazi but there are no returns. But at least nilitoka ile step ya kukua paka kama paka ama less than a cat kwa nyumba, nikatoka nje nikaona the real world, how to hustle, vile watu wanatembea, viatu zimeisha kabisa. I came to realize ya kwamba the world is so unfair. So unfair. So from that nikapata kazi nyingine tena. From there nikaenda Kenya National Theatre kufanya auditions. Mimi penda act sana. There's a group in theatrics na perform set books, nikafika pale. After audition nikaambiwa walikuwa wanahitaji msichana. Na kulikuwa na like 100 people hapo. Sasa nikamwambia sasa mimi si msichana, naweza vaa kama msichana kama kuna njia. Baraka niambia kwamba naona unaongea vizuri sana, you can become a marketer. So from there I did marketing for 4 years kwa hiyo kampuni. Literally every day napanda boda. Tunazunguka mashule na jamaa anaitwa Aliwa David. Mashule Western, Ukumolo, tunaenda Nyanza and everywhere. So I learned ya kwamba hiyo kazi ya kwanza kama singejua kuongelesha watu kwa barabara hoka. Singewahi pata hiyo kazi nyingine because ilinifunza kuongea na watu. Even though there's one Mercedes Benz ilikuwa black, siwezi sahau hapa Parliament Road. I approached the guy. Akaniambia, "Come on, what are you selling? You look like you need the perfume more than I do." Because I was really dirty. Hiyo iliniua moyo kabisa. And I felt like I'm trying to make ends meet here. Can't you even have a kind words for me? But vile nimesema again, the world is very unfair. It will never the field vitu kwa ground azizi kwa the same, lazima zikuwe different vile wanasema. So the story is long. From hapo I did that for 4 years, nikazunguka boda, wale nilikuwa nafanya kazi hapo, wengine wasichana wanandarau sababu siku ikiisha tukirudi kwa rooms where we act set books, mimi ndo nilikuwa na vumbi nyingi peke yangu. Juu nishapanda boda siku nzima to ensure that na book shows for them, they go to perform set books and everything. But at the end of the day nikasema ya kwamba I must make it no matter what. So from those 4 years nililearn kunetwork na watu, kuongea na watu, and then later nikakuja nikaacha hiyo kazi bila karatasi and nothing kabisa. Nikakuja Nairobi nikasema no, these 4 years nimezifanya but I'm not satisfied. I don't think this is where I'm meant to be, kupanda boda kila siku. Even though I learned a lot, I connected with people a lot. Nilikuwa nishatoa nyimbo bado but it wasn't that easy. So after the 4 years nikakuja Nairobi, nikakaa 1 year bila kazi. 1 year pale nilikuwa nakaa like sema ni siki 1 bedroom, iko na room 2 but kuna kitchen kingine hapo kando, hata ukiingia peke yako hivi sufuria anguke lazima utoke nje kidogo alafu ndo ipike. So it was really it was really small. So from hiyo place nilikosa rent for 6 months. 6 full months sina rent na ilikuwa 6,500. Juu nilikuwa nimejidai kwamba siwezi ingia single. This is my first house, na siwezi ingia single, lazima nijidai, I have to dare myself. So ilifikia time hadi mwenye anakaa single kwa hiyo plot na mchotea maji ndo at least nipate ya chakula. Landlord anaenda na mbembeleza na mwambia kuna kazi nimefanya, kuna check na ngoja. Hiyo check haikuwa ifika kabisa. And then I went to Alliance Français. My friends walikuwa wanafanya acting, Heartstrings Entertainment. Nikaitwa kama Asha. The first day nikaitwa kama Asha. Nikasema hapa nitawaongelesha hata kama ni kupiga magoti, niwaambia thank you so much for coming for our show blah 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 blah, because I desperately needed a job. So nikapata 12,200 after that the first month. But the boss, the CEO recognized ya kwamba mimi najua kuongea na watu sana. So to cut the long story short, in 3 months nilikuwa nafanya kazi kama 4 kwa hiyo kampuni. After just from mtu ambaye ana ushering to the head usher marketing, alafu head of keeping records and then social media. Mimi ndo nilikuwa na post kwa social media pages zao. Heartstrings Entertainment iko hapa Alliance Français. I did that for 2 years. Nikasema hizi 2 years nimefanya hapa kazi hapa nisitosheke, sababu kika place moja sana. Trust me, mind yako inafungika hapo, unaanza kufikiria vile unaweza iba from hiyo kampuni, because huwezi enda kwingine, huwezi ongeza. So unafikiria nitaiba nini hapa? Hii microphone ninaweza uza, naweza peleka, at least niongeze source of income. So nikasema stuck hiyo mind. So but hizo 2 years nilisave sana, because from just 2,500 per month to like pesa nzuri ambayo even some of the actors hawakuwa wanalipwa. Na wao nikiingia huko ndo walikuwa wanadharau. Unajua after show wao wanatoka wanapiga selfie na wale after they play. Mimi niko tu hapo kama tu mtu wa kufagia. But after some months nikakuwa one of the highest paid kwa hiyo kampuni. So nikabuy equipment. The same bed system ambayo nilikuwa nakosa kulipa rent, I managed to pay rent, and then hadi nikaongezea huyu mzee landlord shopping. Nikaenda kwake siku moja jioni nikamsurprise. Akasema yenyewe Mungu ni mkuu. And then from there nikaanza kununua computers pole up to now we have BM Records Limited. It's a company registered ambayo inafanya kazi iko pale Dagoretti. Safari imekuwa refu sana. Kuna vitu nyingi sana nimeruka hapo katikati sikuongea. But I feel up to pale nimefika hizo 10 years nimezisum up, but ni story refu sana.
Hashtag no
you
human
don't
is
even
limited.
but you have very good skin, you know, nice prospering hair. You don't even look like someone who was in the hustle like
I think nimekaa kwa stima squeeze at least nakuanga na pesa ya kulipa bills electricity, so at least
stress
imeisha kidogo, but trust me ungenipa some years back ungeniuliza wakisimu nakanga sura mbaya hivi.
Let me ask you, do you agree with what he was saying? He kept repeating something. He kept talking about how the world is so unfair. Says look, it's very tough and things are very thick. Do you agree with the same? You said that Diri came from a point of frustration. Have you found the world was as unfair to you, or yours was different?
According to me, I felt at times the systems that we are brought in are the ones that are quite unfair. Because you go to a school and you're taught, once you go to school, you graduate from the university, you will get a job. That was the era of our parents. There was a guarantee. Actually, I had one of the top politicians say, back then, you graduated from the university and you'll find a GK parked outside your home waiting to take you for your next job. But come now, that has changed. That has changed.
Yeah.
We have graduates all over Tamakin, and it's very frustrating for someone to go to the university, and after you graduate, you find you're going now to get the low-hanging jobs. You'll find them going to, just to mention places to buy goods and products, just to be innovative and make some money. Even I had a friend who told me, Brian, if I would have known the money that I spent investing in my education that was close to 1 million, I could have started a business and by now I could be prospering. But I think also translating from that frustration of the system is that papers, they are not meant, having papers, they are not meant to give us jobs. They are just meant to open our minds.
Okay.
As you in school, there's something I've picked from his story.
Yes.
He kept on networking
Yes.
and making new connections. And also teaching himself some things that you're not taught in school. In school, we are not taught how to talk to business prospect or people who you want to buy your product. That is something he had to learn from himself.
Yeah.
Even I had him mention of a time he didn't want to stay in the same job because that will give him the mentality of stealing.
Yeah.
That is not something you're taught in school. That is something you have to learn from the streets.
That's
true.
Even my story personally, there are so many, it's not been a straight line story at I graduated from university. I graduated from JQuat in 2016 and I got my permanent employment in 2019. So there was a gap there of trying to find my purpose. Is it related? I did IT. What jobs are there that can accommodate me with my degree? I couldn't find any. That's when now you realize, yes, it's a challenge, you have to accept it. It's a challenge that all the youth are facing, and what are the solutions are we able to come with? And then also something else, I feel there's been no enough mentoring among the youth. We don't have people who we can look up to. The old nowadays, they like relating to the old. And if they're not, sorry to say, like maybe the people who are meant to mentor the boy child, it's either they spend time with their age mates. If not so, they'll go to the campus ladies. And you find out that the young men who also have the potential, they are left out. Once they're left out, they get into drugs, they'll get into crime. And once they get to drugs and crime, they come and maybe even worse to say, they impregnate our young girls. Through that, the whole generation is destroyed.
That's true.
And so it's more of getting the right mentors. Personally, I have a personal mentor, Dr. Chris Kirubi, which also I had to go overhead. It didn't just come. I had to make.
Yeah, I was just going to be like,
I had to make a sacrifice. I had to go down. Like, I've tried school, it has not worked for me. I've tried watching things, motivational speeches, it has not worked for me. I had to go. Actually, my story is different. I had to fast for 3 days and nights, trying to find my purpose. I read a book by Miles Monroe. Yeah, I was praying.
Oh, because otherwise it's just you starving yourself.
Yeah, intermittent fasting these days is a thing.
Yes.
So 3 days, 3 nights.
Yeah, I got hungry with myself. And actually, that is what most of the youth are facing. They are all angry.
Yeah,
and it's a good thing, kukasirika.
Yeah.
You just need now to divert that hunger in the right place. If you divert that hunger to the government and say government is not giving us opportunities, you'll just destroy yourself. But if you divert that anger to, I need to create an employment for myself to grow, then it will. So I diverted my anger to reading, and I realized I didn't have a purpose in life. I didn't know my passion or what I was happy doing. So I read a book by Miles Monroe about purpose. I knew my purpose. I knew, yes, I like speaking. I know how to express myself, and this is something that is missing in most youth. And then after that, I went for 3 days of prayer and fasting. I trust you, church still works and God still works in marvelous way. Amen. And one day I was still in town. I told my friend, you know what? I hear God has told me tomorrow you have to go see Dr. Chris Kirubi. By that time, even I didn't know him. I didn't know where he stayed. So my friend laughed at me. He was like, Brian, are you crazy? Do you know who you're talking about? I was like, yeah, but it was very clear. And thank God, the following day came, I went, and all the rest is now history.
Wait, and now you're actually like a leader for cybersecurity at Centum. Yes, I'm
the lead of cybersecurity in Tribus. It's a subsidiary in Centum that deals with security. Initially, it was dealing with physical security, offering the security. Now go to the Two Rivers Mall. You'll find very good, well-dressed NYS trainees who are now the security guards of Two Rivers Mall. Because also as Ajiri, as an initiative, we had to go and see where are the youths, and we found that we had over 30,000 NYS graduates who didn't have a job. And you see now Centum also is moving to that, to get this 30,000 trained, well-disciplined NYS graduates and putting them somewhere where they're able to earn something.
So, but you see now, there's a gap between when you talk to your friend and you told them, tomorrow I have been told by God, I'm going to meet Dr. Chris Kirubi. Between now and then, now you met him, and now you are the head of cybersecurity at, it's called Triad?
It's Tribus.
Tribus.
Yes.
How did you actually meet him? How did you end up getting involved with Centum Investments? What did you do to actually get a hold of him? What did you use?
Yes, I think first, my advice to the youth first goes with how your first impression, how you dress, how you keep yourself well kempt. Like, I'm loving his dreadlocks, but you see, they're well kept.
Yeah.
He has a style in it, and that makes it appealing. So first, you have to make sure that you dressed in the right way, and to have confidence. I just went there and I said, my name is Mo. I introduced myself very well at the gate. My name is Mo, and I'm here to see Chairman. Even by that time, I didn't know he's called Chairman. I'm here to see Chairman. And the soldier was like, where do you come from? I told him I'm coming all the way from Makueni County. Because at that time I was angry. I needed something to change in my life.
Yeah.
And then I told God, once I get these gates open, just do the rest for me. And I got there, I explained myself, and I didn't, one thing I think also, once you get an opportunity, most youth, maybe they meet their mentors, the first thing they're always asking is money. I didn't ask for money.
That's so true.
I was looking for an opportunity because I felt, you might give me the money, you might give me 100,000 that day. I might come back 2 weeks later, I've misused the money.
That's true.
And I cannot. So I was praying to God and telling God, give me an opportunity that will place me to the same level, like we can interact. He can ask me, Brian, how is your project coming along? And then after that, once I got the opportunity, I sat with my MD. I happen to have a very good MD who is very supportive. He's called Mr. James Nicole. I met him and he told me, Brian, actually, why don't you think of doing a project that will help also the youth get jobs. And that's how Ajiri came up. And the reason why we branded Ajiri to be Ajiri is actually a Swahili name that means employed. And
that's true.
for him, he's not Kenyan, he's from the UK. So he told me for it now to be globally accepted, even by people from the east and the west, you have to put it a Y at the end. At least now people will be like, is this an English word or is it a Swahili word?
True.
Because at times you have to be very smart. And the rest is history. Now we are now focusing on how we are going to take Ajiri to the next level, to the county levels. Because we've realized solving this issue of unemployment, there's no need. People have tried solving this at the national level, and that is meaning trying to offer opportunities at the capital city. It's been the hope of people, while I come to Nairobi, I'll get a job. So instead of waiting for people to come to Nairobi, now we are taking Ajiri to the all the counties. So we are starting with 10 pilot counties. Then after that, with their success, we'll keep on growing. And one thing that we'll be teaching people is how to have sustainable plans. Yeah, you need money, but why do you need this? What will you do with this money? So that you are held accountable. By next year, I come and say, I gave you maybe 100,000 shillings. How much have you made as profit? How many employment opportunities have you also created for others?
There's one thing I've noted is from all our panelists, and for anyone who's looking for a job out there, is you need to know how to talk to people. These 4 people can talk.
That's true.
Like, they can really, really talk. And clearly, networking is a very big aspect that's necessary. I mean, in both your stories, it's very obvious. You, of course, were networking very differently because you are selling products and you are dealing with everyday people on the streets, rude people, people in a hurry, you know, all kinds of characters. And for you, it was networking of deciding, okay, God has given me this path and I'm just going to take a leap of faith and go to the person that I believe can, you know, push me to the next level. I want to talk to Maxine and Caroline. From the 2 stories that you've heard, is there something you've picked up that you realize that maybe you can now apply into your journey that can propel you forward?
Yeah, actually I've learned something from our colleague right here, that the challenge you're facing currently, you can actually make use of it so that it does not only come to your own advantage, but is going also to help other people outside there. So take it as an advantage. Don't pity yourself. By the way, I don't allow anyone to look down on me by calling me jobless. No, that one I'm my own boss. I've employed myself.
Amen.
Exactly. So just learn to utilize that kind. You see, someone said that if lemons are thrown at you, take them and make some lemonade and enjoy, you know. So with this kind of a challenge that you're having currently, it is not only affecting you, it is affecting other people outside there. But what is going to make you outstanding is by you taking an initiative of faith, the way he said, and go beyond your limits. You see?
Yeah.
Go beyond your, don't limit yourself. I mean, he wanted to see Chris Kirubi, and
would have thought,
exactly.
first of all.
Would have thought that. You see, that is a great inspiration that I've gotten from him, actually, you see. So don't undermine yourself outside there. Always know that there is something that is in you that other people do not have. You know why? That's why our fingerprints are totally different. They do not match.
May drop my lines.
They do not match, meaning that you have something special in you that someone else doesn't have. You know?
True.
And don't only limit yourself on academic abilities, because everyone goes to school nowadays, isn't it? Also call yourself for a meeting and actually examine yourself, examine your strengths. Which are these areas that I can actually come out from within me, yenye sio makaratasi ama masomo, you know? Kitu yenye nikipewa sahi hapa, I don't even need to prepare for the show. You give me the mic and I do that work. You know, it is just coming from, identify your potential areas and work on them. I know I can sing, but I'll not sing on this show.
Unaimanga kwa bafu.
Yeah, I sing in church. I know I have that gifting, I have that calling, and in full time, okay, after some time, it's going to come to Yeah, because you have to work, you have to save some extra coins to go to the studio and
now we have someone you can talk to here.
Yeah.
Nimepata inspiration from you. You might get a free recording. Hallelujah.
Amen. I love it.
Yeah. And then before we come to Maxine, so she can tell us whether she's related to any of the stories that Brian and Alice have shared. We are going to take a short break, but remember to not touch that dial button.